They say love is blind, but I think betrayal is blinder. It blinds you to the red flags, the cold shoulders, and the subtle shifts in the air until the house you built together collapses right over your head. My name is Elena. For 7 years, I thought I was living a beautiful life. I was married to Julian, a brilliant, charismatic architect who always knew exactly what to say to make me feel safe. We had a gorgeous home, shared dreams, and a routine that felt like a warm blanket. I poured everything I had into supporting him. When he started his own firm, I worked 2 jobs to keep us afloat. I believed in his vision. I believed in us. Every late night he spent at the office, every weekend trip he took for client consultations, I cheered him on. I thought I was being the perfect, supportive wife. But looking back, the signs were always there, hidden in plain sight. It was the way he suddenly started locking his phone, placing it face down on the dinner table like a secret he needed to guard. It was the faint scent of a perfume I never wore lingering in the passenger seat of his car. It was the way his eyes would look right through me, as if I had become invisible in my own home. "You're just tired, Elena," he would say, kissing my forehead with a coldness that chilled my bones. "You're imagining things. I'm doing all of this for our future." And I believed him, because the alternative was too terrifying to face. I didn't want to admit that the man I loved with every fiber of my being was slowly slipping away. Until one rainy Tuesday evening, the illusion shattered into 1,000 pieces. Julian was in the shower and his phone buzzed on the nightstand. It wasn't a hidden notification. It was an incoming preview of a message that changed my world forever. "Can't wait for our weekend getaway, darling. Tell your wife you're on another business trip." My heart stopped. The room spun, and the air left my lungs. In an instant, the 7 years of sacrifices, the laughter, the shared promises, it all felt like a cruel joke. He thought he was so clever. He thought he had played the perfect game and that I was too naive to ever find out. He thought he got away with cheating. But what he didn't know that day was that he had just handed me the match to burn his perfect world to the ground. When Julian stepped out of the bathroom, smiling his usual practiced smile, I didn't cry. I didn't scream. A strange, numbing calm washed over me. In that silence, something shifted inside my soul. The shattered pieces of my broken heart began to harden into something else, strength. I realized that confronting him now would change nothing. He would lie, he would manipulate, and he would turn it around on me. No, he didn't deserve a messy argument. He deserved to face the true weight of what he had destroyed. Over the next 2 weeks, I became a ghost in my own life, playing the role of the doting wife, while silently uncovering the depth of his betrayal. And it was deeper than I could have ever imagined. It wasn't just a fleeting mistake. He had been seeing a younger woman named Chloe for over a year. But the ultimate heartbreak? He was using our joint savings, the money I had earned through sleepless nights and endless sacrifices, to buy her expensive gifts, pay for luxury hotels, and even lease a high-end apartment in her name. Every discovery felt like a fresh wound, a sharp blade cutting into my spirit. I would lock myself in the bathroom, turn on the faucet to drown out my sobs, and weep until I was empty. How could someone look me in the eyes every morning, tell me he loved me, and then systematically tear my life apart behind my back? The pain was suffocating. I felt exposed, humiliated, and utterly discarded. But as the days went on, the tears stopped falling. The sadness transformed into absolute clarity. Julian hadn't just betrayed our marriage. He had taken me for a fool. He truly believed he was the smartest person in the room, completely untouchable. He was preparing to launch his biggest architectural project yet, a massive luxury complex, funded by high-profile investors. It was the crown jewel of his career, the culmination of everything he had worked for. And he planned to use that success to finally leave me, taking our assets with him. I knew then that I couldn't just walk away and let him win. I needed to ensure that when his house of cards fell, it fell completely by his own making. The price-savvy night of the Grand Launch Gala arrived. The ballroom was magnificent, filled with Prize City officials, wealthy investors, and journalists. Julian stood at the center of the room, radiant, soaking in the admiration. He looked like a man who had everything. I walked beside him in a stunning red dress, playing the supportive partner one last time. He genuinely thought he had won. He even managed to whisper a lie in my ear. "Thank you for being here." "Elena, I couldn't have done."